Holy shit! Welcome back to Season 2 of Channel 66 News. I am your host, Tony Byrne. We are back, baby. This is the season premiere. This is big news. I bet Drew and his bird are sitting on the throne right now like, back, baby. I hope you guys have been great. I have missed you so much. It's hard to believe it's been a month since I wrapped up Season 1. I had to move out of my house. I was homeless. I was basically
living in a van down by the river.
Thank you, Mr. Foley, but in my case, it was more like living in an expedition down by the beach. Times are tough sometimes, but like my buddy Jeff says,
I do what I can with what I got.
do what I can with what I got. So I rented a little room from a friend and found a corner to set my desk and hang my green screen and get back to work. Because whether I like to admit it or not, I'm a journalist now. I own a media company, and I owe it to you to let you know what's going down, where it's going down at, and who it's going down with. Because that's what we do here at Channel 66. We bring you the news, babe. Our top story for this Friday, May 3rd. Dean guitars are really pissing some people off. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? They're basically re-releasing the Dean from Hell without the lightning bolt on it, and calling it the No Fucks Given campaign. It's basically like a big middle finger to the Dimebag estate. That's pretty shitty if you ask me. Dime, God rest his soul, influenced my playing so much, as I'm sure he did many other guitar players. He's the guy who taught me what tone was about. And to see a company just blatantly disrespect Dime and Vince like that, that's just not cool. Because if I'm gonna endorse a brand, they better be fucking cool. Not cool, Dean. I'm glad I finally found a Les Paul and realized what a real guitar plays like. So I'm going to stick to my Epiphones for a while. In other news, our friends in Envision are wrapping up the streams over on Spotify with their new single, Black Hole. So they released a new line of merch to go along with their new single over on their website. Go by Spotify and check out their new single, and go by envisionband.com to check out some of their new swag. And speaking of streams, my buddy John Cott and Sam, they just released their new single, 3 Sheets, on all streaming platforms. So go by Spotify and give that a listen. You know, I really like those dudes. Mojal's band was playing up in Oxford to a packed house in a college town, and I was there. And every time I go see those guys play, they blow my mind. And they always have me up to play a few songs. And that's really cool, man. John, Corey, all those dudes are really awesome. They all rock. I highly recommend you go check out the John Cott Band or Mojal's Band. Those dudes rock. And also my buddy Sam, great musician. Check these dudes out on Spotify. In other news, check out these hot goth chicks. In other news, we go by and catch up with the guys in Champions Gate at their studio, and they treated us to pizza and some jams and a good time, and we hung out and got to talk to them personally. We now take you to correspondent Rhiannon Red.
Reporting for Channel 66 News, I'm Rhiannon Red, and I'm here with the one, the only,
Champions Gate!
Yes. You guys, how are y'all feeling today?
Awesome. Glad to be alive.
Oh, yeah. Well, y'all go ahead and go around, introduce yourselves, and what you do in the band, let the people know.
Pat McGinley, drums, backup vocals, and lead vocals sometimes.
Hey, I'm Chris, bass guitar, backup vocals, and once in a blue moon they let me sing a song.
Jeff Page, lead singer, rhythm guitar.
Brian B. Graves, guitar, vocals, and sound.
Oh yeah, everybody always needs a good sound guy.
He's the best.
Yes. So Tony and I noticed at you guys' show that we went and saw y'all last, you guys have a very diverse set list, and I really enjoy a lot of your music choice, and I know Tony does too. What are some of y'all's favorite songs to play?
I like Counting Blue Cards. I like that one a lot by Dishwalla. And I had never heard the song until I joined the band, but Fly Me Courageous is one of my favorites now. I'd never heard it, and I love playing it.
Oh yeah, Fly Me Courageous, man, I just love it. It really syncs us up. I think it's one of our tightest songs, and you know, another thing, the message is it goes out to the, you know, all the men and women that serve this country in the military. So that's
Absolutely.
special to me when we play it, for sure. In Hemorrhage, My Fuel, I love that song. He introduced me to that song, never heard it before.
I'll have to go with Twilight Zone.
That's a fun
Yeah.
one. I like doing the Pink Floyd, Learning to Fly. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a weird one. Nobody ever really does
I
that.
do.
But I also like the Big Green track.
Ah.
I love playing.
So, where can people find you guys? Social media wise, on the interwebs?
So you know, of course we have a Facebook page. You know, we're really proud of that, and we've promoted the heck out of it. And you know, of course you can find us under Champions Gate, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. We're based out
You
of.
guys have any upcoming shows you want to let the people know about where they can see Champions Gate next, or in the future, or out of state or locally?
So yeah, we're at Bowie's in Bay St. Louis on Saturday, May 4th. The next day, big day, Felix's in Gulfport on the Beach, Cinco de Mayo blowout. It's gonna be like 4 or 5 bands playing all day. Champions Gate will headline that show, going on about 5 p.m. Great atmosphere there. Come out to that. That's the Lynchburg Landing on Friday, May 17th. Always a fun show there. Lynchburg Landing in Ocean Springs. And then we are at Patches Lounge in Mobile on Friday, May 24th. And then we're at Sidelines in Gaucher on Friday, May 31st. And that takes care of June. And then we're back at the Bayou, right here in Ocean Springs.
Yeah.
That's going to be on June the 1st. Always a fun place there. And yeah. Where are we playing at?
Idaho!
Keokuk, Iowa.
Iowa.
I know you July 4th.
I know you love potatoes, but it's
Keokuk,
Iowa.
Well, Mr. Potato
July
Head.
5th and 6th,
gonna be
Dr.
sad.
Dipwiz, Keokuk, Iowa.
Keokuk, Iowa.
All right, we ask everybody, this is the most important question. Who are some of y'all's favorite local bands?
Ooh,
Stellar.
that's a tough one.
3HG. A lot of good.
Pat, what does
Trigger Proof.
3HG stand for?
3 handsome guys,
Yeah, it sure does.
right?
Oh, this is a PG-13 interview. Forgot. Tell us after the interview, please. I really want to know.
I was there when they were named.
Man, there's so many great bands around here. I love watching Pat play when he's not jamming with us, and Stellar, they're great, and just a good all-around vibe there. Man, I love a band out of Mobile called Analog Missionary. You know, I didn't even know Brian knew about them, and we kind of both love that band. They're just awesome.
Who
Yeah, you went to high school with the drummer, right? Bass player, that's right.
Royal Street Heist. I saw them play the other night in Mobile. Killer band, great set list.
Sure.
Very different, great band.
Yeah, you know, Wolfie Grand, man, local guys here, man, they bring on a great show, man. They look the part and they rock. They bring that '80s vibe that I love.
Bo
I love
Blue the Fonz.
Bo and the boys.
Burning Red.
Oh,
Check those guys.
Burning Red, yeah, man. They have shaken up the Gulf Coast music scene with a unique and original approach. Their image, the look, the energy. Yeah, Burning Red's badass.
And very gracious what you're doing here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the Birtles. I have to say the Birtles, man. Bert, Roy Swanson,
Yes.
Joe Fazio. They play all the music you want to hear from the '60s all the way up through modern times, man. It's just they're a great
Love
band.
them.
Yeah, all those guys. I've only been back over here a couple of years, so I don't know a lot of the band names, but there's so much amazing talent around here. But I can shout out to my friend Carrie Lane. Knew her from Mobile for many years, and she's awesome.
The Project.
The Project, we're playing with them at Cinco de Mayo. Come out and check them out. The Project's awesome, man. Talented group.
You guys have any final thoughts on this?
I just say we appreciate you guys coming out and taking the time, you know, to do this. That's awesome.
It's our job to
It's
report.
very, very gracious what you're doing to the music scene. It's very nice.
Y'all can thank Mr. Tony Byrne back at the studio. Back to you, Tony.
Join the Champions Gate. Come in the circle.
Hell yeah, Champions Gate. Those guys are cooler than vampons, tampons. We got to talk a lot more with Champions Gate. Tune in later on this week for a deep cut interview of more with Champions Gate. And that brings us around to this week's rock forecast. Kicking things off this Friday, Broken Side and Rise of the Phoenix will be at the Hard Rock Cafe in Biloxi. Show starts at 9. You can also help out Rouse the Phoenix by going and voting for them for Best Underground Metal Band at the 2024 NAPPY Awards. Our friends in Project 9 and Love Stories Inn are playing in Ponchatoula, Louisiana at the Hitch tonight. That show is sponsored by Rev Music, War Tribe Studios, and In the Pit. And Sweetie will be at the Brass Monkey in Slidell. That brings us around to Saturday. Sweetie will be back at the Rooftop Taco and Tequila Bar at 1 o'clock. Also Saturday, the Biloxi Skate Fest will be down at the DIY spot downtown under the I-110 bridge. They're going to have a best trick contest, food trucks, live music from my friend Trey Nitro. That should be a really fun time. Zero Herd will be at the Hot Spot with This Beating Heart Until Skies Fall Saturday. The doors are at 7, show is at 8. That's a $10 cover. Fever Dream will be playing at the grand opening of the Sticky Rooster over in Mobile this Saturday at 9 o'clock. Those guys are awesome. If you're over in Mobile, I'd definitely go check those dudes out. Grits and Greens are having their album release party at the Ground Zero in Biloxi Saturday from 7 to 10. That's another good band to go check out. Wolfie Grin rocks Val Sports Bar this Saturday at 8 p.m. Red and the Reveliers are at Dartree Saturday at 7. Champions Gate will be live at Bowie's Bar and Grill Saturday at 2 p.m. And that brings us around to Sunday, Cinco de Mayo. Champions Gate will be back at Felix's with the Project Sunday. The Sugarcane Duo will be at Ground Zero for Sunday brunch. Also, John and the boys will be out at Aztecas and Gaucher Sunday for Cinco de Mayo. And then coming around to Monday, May 6th, Hispanic Satanics Productions kicks off with Viogression, Funeral of God, ETX, and Constricted at the Goat in New Orleans. Doors are at 8. That cover is $10. And finally, Wednesday, May 8th, you can catch Haley Green at Ground Zero in Biloxi. This has been your rock forecast from Channel 66 News. Well, there you have it. I really hope you liked this episode because I pretty much had nightmares about doing it. I've also had nightmares about doing this. But thank you so much for tuning into Channel 66. I've been your host. You've been wonderful. We'll see you next Friday. Peace.